part of small town communities. You've got to deal with internet issues from time to time. Yeah. I'm going to take one of each of these cards. Oh, hi. I didn't even see you sitting there. Is there anything you would like to tell my viewers today? Okay, thank you, ma'am. Have a great day. We're in suit 309. Please like, share, subscribe, spread the word like wildfire. And LadyJ 1A is highly encouraging every one of you to get out in your local areas. Be a part. Let your voice be heard. Hey, we've got Johnny Bravo in the house. Fabulous having you aboard with Lady Justice, Liberty Press. Austin. Hey. Thank you for climbing aboard with Lady Justice, Liberty Press. Where you drop in, drop out, plug in, tune in, and tune out. We are bringing you live as it's happening, as it's unfolding here in Rosenberg, Colorado. For a moment, I would like to take a moment to announce thepolicerecord.com, thepolicerecord.com, where right now, if you use thepolicerecord.com/invite/LJLP plus $5.99, that will get you 5 searches per day for a full month. And I'm here to tell you, if you are pulling 5 searches per day, you're doing huge things, not just big things, huge things out there locally in your community. Hey. And that's what it's all about. Joining together, uniting. Thank you, No Name Coder. Hey. That is also brought to you by No Name Coder and Company, I guess. Hey. Also, I would like to highlight Keebler, Danger, No Sugarcoating Truth, and Keebler AI Music. Hey. Go on over and tell Keebler Lady J 1A sent you. Hey.
So this is before. That's why I ignored it before, because
Please like, share, subscribe, spread the word like wildfire all across social media.
what's that going to
They have not yet started this meeting, but I'm sure it's going to be starting here relatively soon. I think it's scheduled for 9 a.m. It's a 9 a.m. scheduled meeting. It's not yet 9 a.m., so all is well. It is well. Hey, hey, hey. Out here with Good Citizen Media. He's also present in this affair, if you will. Standing strong and proud on the First Amendment, as we do. Hey, hey, hey.
It is. There's one in there that's not just relevant to us.
Come on, how you doing?
Drop your thoughts, your comments below. Hey, hey, hey. And don't forget to tickle that like button and rub that bell notification so you will be notified each and every time Lady J 1A goes live, uploads a new video or short. We're live.
you will be suffering for?
Nothing significant at this point. That's been filtered down to me. As soon as I have anything, I'll let you know. Yeah. There hasn't been any communication from the state to me either about it. So, they haven't asked for help or anything, at least from us, so. If I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Oh, Dustin, what new fresh, what was the new about us about
Alright, so we did kind of road, 112 traffic. So, kind of public kind of line to kind of north side of last road, kind of that one's all done. We started on kind of last week by a melting. So we got started on it. We're a little slow, but it's going. It's long. And right now, we've lost one of our truck drivers, so it slows down a little bit more. So that's where we're at as far as graveling. Other stuff that we've got done and I talked about it last time was you get the old beaver pond broke there and the beaver is water back there, no beaver across the shoulder of the road. So that's all taken care of. The other thing was that the old bridge out there along they were able to take their spear out there last Wednesday and got that all hammered and broke down. So everything goes to the shoot. Those are out there tomorrow and start pushing it out and all bringing it back to around cold. That's the plan to start on that one more. But yeah, other than that, everything else is going pretty good. Nothing else really stand out. I mean, we did finish the bridge in Gardner. Fall asleep and open. Like I said, the only thing which is open, waiting for the engineer who does the off system initial inspection. So we sent him the bridge number and then get the road for it. There'll be no restriction. So it came out really hot. So good enough.
You need that.
Okay. So, yeah, other than that, I mean, we did finish, Carter finished laying our portion this year, top of Greenhouse. That took about 2 weeks to do that, because we were all very hot, so. For service. So, yeah, every other year we switch. So, everybody is good. I got
Help is your report. My computer person, I can't. It's all jumbled together.
okay. Yeah, I don't know, I know last time I switched it from PDF to Word because when I was opening PDF, it was going crazy, so I did it in Word. I don't know, when I was opening it, it was working. And last week we were able to get the road and Gardner, Mac. So those did up there, got all done last week. And we'll start on down here, Monday we'll start prepping and they'll be down Tuesday to do a couple of them. And then we'll working our way on almost that we normally do down here. So I don't know if I can get them all done next week, and it depends on the weather. If the weather helps us out a little bit, it's yeah, I'm hoping it's showing toward the end of this week. Toward the end of this week and the week, supposed to have chances. So I'm hoping it does. That way it'll help us with hauling water. So that's it. Yeah.
Half right over us.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great opportunity.
It was pretty hard up there. Right at Colorado City. I was up there in the evening there. It was raining and I don't know how to leave and it started to go up there. So I don't know what it did. I got out of there before. There. So I looked down for the truck or the park. So I'm gonna see if we can make it out. Look at that one. So hopefully this week that said everything else. Mm, yeah, I think other than that, that was about it.
We discussed the cattle guard. Now that we charge them, their charge for moving.
What's that? I mean, for a new one, we do, I mean, as far as moving, I mean, I guess we got to see, I don't know if that one, can't remember if that one sits in concrete or not. I don't know, so. 5.4, no, that one's been in there for.
On the side of it, it's just kind of avoiding. And it's just one alleyway.
Yeah.
Together and then that's the
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I will let you know. Thanks, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Something I want to do, we can get it done.
Yes, you can.
Okay, yeah, I'll go look at it. And,
You want to get with, you can see that there's more, like, refugees right
yeah, I know what one it is. Yeah, it's in the middle.
on any other, I do not. Yeah.
And you turn on the camera. Oh, thank you. No, the, Google. Oh, I mentioned that. You were muted, so. What you want to do? Oh, okay.
So that was it. Yeah.
Well, you know, turn up and,
The, culverts on the creek up there, on the rock.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened there, the tops of trees snapped off. And so that's all taken care of.
Oh, good,
Cut it with out of it. It, washed a little bit across it, kind of the direction we wanted it to go if something happened, and we smoothed it all back out.
Yeah. So there were trees.
Yeah, it was just the tops of a couple of trees there snapped off. Yeah. Yeah.
Geo Baggins having you aboard with LadyJustice Liberty Press.
Yeah, I think that's good. Well, I have to say,
Good report.
yeah. Yeah, good. Okay.
Most certainly are family here. Thank you, Geo. Thank you.
I did.
Please like, share, subscribe, spread the word like wildfire. Don't forget to tickle that like button and rub that bell notification so you'll be notified each and every time
I'm all right.
uploads a video or short Hey, Savage Broadcasting. You're doing mean work out there. Eastern Colorado, aren't you?
How are you?
Well, somewhere here in Colorado, I know. I have to admit, my north, my south, and my east, and my west is all the same. You know, all roads get you there.
Here's right.
Eric, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I just wondered if you could get this back on track. I have nothing but initial icons, no video or anything like that for the meeting room.
Yeah, the internet appears to be down. So I have you on my cell phone on audio right now. And we're gonna roll with that until 6:30.
All right. Thank you.
Is down. Repeat, their internet is down.
Just to that. Give us
What? Yeah.
You like, you're getting. There should be more. That we should have for you right now.
I've seen,
There's a lot of new reports, so we already know. Yes.
That should be your first. I'm just plugging into that computer. And what I'm doing, so there's stuff that we
See if you can get into that.
Huh?
Do you want, I put on this week because I downloaded it.
Well, I have.
Yeah, good.
The agenda printed out. That's a lot of paper.
It is, but it's not just that, it's on USB drive, you can plug USB drive in,
Oh, that'd be great.
and do that, yeah, then USB drive.
Yeah, okay.
Our noxious week. Pretty good.
I've been covering a lot now, the addition I remember seasonal employee. Part of that. He was able to get all the work done on the state line over there on Bear Creek. So I taken care of. Checked that yesterday.
Exactly. Yeah, okay. It was in pretty good shape.
So he had done work there before, before the state, and then he did it last year as well. So he's got a pretty good handle on it, right? So it's just keeping up with the few areas, but yeah, no, it's been getting better and better for the years, so.
Yeah, just the keep on.
Yeah, that's it.
They'll explode pretty quick.
Yeah,
Do this in a couple of years.
that's it, so. But yeah, then, did a lot of the stuff out east kind of early, and now they're focusing everything up higher now. But yeah, it's been covered a lot of ground on this, but the two of them now, so.
Do you know if he's using that,
That is not charged.
They're getting feedback.
So he,
Okay. This is on 1%. So it shuts off. I wish the line on it.
in the fall, and then, right before we were connected in. So, he used a lot this summer and fall, and a lot of people and because, it says, you know, try to get it out before moisture, so it's all right that way, get it in the ground. So, but yeah, he used quite a bit, especially in real estate, fall. He did it up on the net, and everything, shot him there, trying to make a pattern, and raise it up above. Yeah, it worked really well, and then some areas where you get kind of close to the tree, you throw them out by hand, and some spots. So, yeah, it worked, I'm trying to think where, there was one spot on the wall where you can see it killed down there. So, yeah, it looks like it's doing what it's supposed to. So, yeah, you got them out, instead of fall, put some snows, we have and stuff like that. So, and then the spring leading, for the rain and stuff. So, yeah, it works pretty well.
Will that work? Is that like a genius way of doing it?
That's it, yeah, and especially in that real thick stuff, it was nice, that way you could kind of get down and shoot them back in underneath cover the trees in there. Cover it,
Yeah.
other than this,
Okay.
so,
That's good to hear.
yeah.
So you're down a driver and an operator. We had a conversation with rural workforce yesterday, and they have, a few programs for, mixing training around. They do have an on-the-job training program. I might cover someone, of course, but if you're in the CDL, for instance, and the state pays half of their wages.
Oh, okay.
They also have internships. I don't remember what the time on that was, 12 or something like that. Yeah. Where we can have, we can do some sort of, it doesn't have to be internships with kids, it can be someone else. I don't want to community that fits their list of criteria, like career change, for instance. Yeah. That would be something for some temporary work, weeds, cattle guards, stuff like that. Department. And we also have apprenticeships, which I think might be a little bit much for Orange, but, you know, maybe not. But, you know, just trying to figure out how everything works and everything, get set up for it the right way, but, yeah, just start working and trying to hire again, get those jobs out in this week or so.
Yeah, because we have one, oh, we got the operator position open right now.
Actually, they're both tied up.
They're both operator.
We just know one that, one's the trigger person, and then
I
there's
did it now.
Yeah, those operator.
the, one wants to move to Waldenburg from Gardner to Vida.
No. No. We'll be one operator. Yeah. Yeah, that one sometimes will tough to learn. Worked out in the past. People
LOL.
live there or yeah, work there. Drive that extra way. Kind of hassle, so let's see what happens.
Well, 60 days.
That's it.
Especially with the new light.
Yeah.
Now you have room for error.
Yeah. Otherwise, the ramps get out of the way, you can actually stand for it.
That's right, I just ordered it. I just ordered it, so we're off on.
I really after they started the Gary just fixed the hole in the road. Right before that, there's like.
Yeah. And before they fix that rough spot, that's right where that state track went off. Right, where we're wiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not enough access.
Up.
Just not enough access to make it.
Other than what? Yeah. I know, sick.
All right. Anything else, Justin? Our next meeting is here. Agenda? Anyone introduce?
I do. I just wanted to let you all know that and introduce you to our new superintendent, because he needs to know you and me. And I would go around and say everybody's name, but every single time I do that in life, I forget my own husband's name. So anyway, Justin, if you want to introduce yourself to, this is Robert Howard, Bobby.
Carl Young, President. So, COPWATCH team.
I'm not sure the graduation. Yeah. Kind of works out.
So anyway, he's already started, and we're ready to have a fantastic school year, and he's gonna make some really amazing changes and work real hard. He's also principal of the high school. So, anyway, I just wanted to make sure y'all knew who he was.
Thank you all so much. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, we are, at your disposal. Do our best to help out as wherever we can.
And then Robert is, Office of Emergency Management, so if you guys have any of those meetings where the school needs to be involved, use your contact.
Our multi-agency meeting is on the third Wednesday of the month at 9 a.m., so it's actually here in good time. It would be tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you're able to make it.
Do you have a card?
I do in my office.
I've got it introduced tomorrow morning, I'll see what I can make out of
And if not, perfect, we can just come in August.
I'll be using that. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. How we doing? How we doing there? Here's is much better. Sharon, do you have
I wonder what her sucker went.
no, on the.
Flopping on a sucker.
That's all I was saying. Thank you.
This is better than mine is. Mine is really great.
HDI.
You know,
No, I was gonna say, I think it should be good.
ladies, you have that?
That's.
We have a real challenge.
Carl, try it on HCI. HCI is working on mine.
Yeah.
Here. You want to be the spotlight for the August newsletter? Since your election's coming up. I think we're back up to Robert, would you do me a favor and,
Looks good, cute.
Yes, it's needed.
As you, why are you to?
I don't know, actually. The new function is just a one.
Right on, Gio. Right on. It don't take special postgrads either to see.
Okay. I just quite did it. I wanna get it. Yeah, so you see here? Yes. I believe this we charge them. No. Yeah, we're really sure. You guys have questions for them on the packet?
Yes, consent agenda.
Major discounts. Busted in the act. Like, subscribe, spread the word. Thank you. In advance.
Yes. It was. So, let's. Way back. Before the time.
I saw it so far.
You got the, that parcel. which,
Top
as you know,
fans. We've
is
got John.
not the houses themselves, but everything that surrounds the houses. And most of the property lines essentially go right to the house. A couple years ago, when we started our trying to develop things that kind of need to push, as you can see, some things have moved better than others. The commission at the time actually said, let's offer people who live there first. Because, you know, we want, is it worth anything to pay? Not really. Still, somebody will probably buy it, but, you know, that's going to be the last part.
Survey of all those little angles and everything else.
Yes, so the deal we struck with the community up there is that owns the corporation, held the property. We weren't going to divide up as the county's parcel off. That would be an adventure that I wouldn't want to do. But it is part of the commission is that kind of 360. I'm not sure what roles can sometimes be needed, sometimes are not. But deed or not, that parcel is all one thing. And kind of 360 and this goes into the national forest, goes up to the national forest, and there's some trails up there. So basically, we said, we need the land, but we want a permanent easement for the road. And as the payment for this land, they actually pay for the study, the survey started. So that's the meeting that is next Monday. I'll walk it with the survey they did. And so this is the contract for myself. Got lost in the ether for several months, but already had a resolution already approved on the yards. So bring it back to you guys for signature. And Carl, it actually should be sitting right there on this, the actual two copies that we notarized and signed. So once we get that back, we'll send back a copy to them and we'll get business. What are the questions?
Let's see, the turnaround. So they go back to property lines. They're gonna expand that.
The turnaround?
Yes.
So there's a space that Jerry already uses as a turnaround. So that'll be the, basically use that location, like I said, about 9/10 of a mile up past where the property begins, so that no one this one. Yeah. And from there, because it's not really a great turnaround location, but there's a road of access that people can go into the closer trails. That's what Ramsey Road is.
Um, Other than that, we have the first order for chapter out that Dustin was just talking to you about. Of course, we know, so.
Somewhere.
Estimate of property valuation from, Bishop, possibly $183 million. So, that never holds. Never holds. But the word you hold, it would be roughly $500,000 across all funds. That was it. So, never holds. I mean, it's, it, property sitting right there on the inside. No, we're gonna put it away anyway. And that is, essentially, oh yeah, that's probably too much, too much. And then go back to before. That's where I said. So 25 files or whatever we have, after we have a budget. But, essentially, we're gonna pay them as the appeals process. And as a big amount of things that they found there.
And then we have to detail. I actually saw those numbers out there, it's amazing.
The assessed,
Yeah.
well, that's what it's more than, right? The assessed, that just means that they take care of it, it's not necessarily a sign that it's something nice. So anything that's utility related is, things that we need to see the cost.
Speakers. Just walking.
Yeah, that's because there's probably only a wee little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we talked about. antennas on the tower. I think most of their stuff came up on towers, so. And the tower was on AT&T. At the name of that, AT&T is still on installation. But, that they probably have 2 towers. AT&T Enterprise is one, probably just an antenna.
Yeah. I'm gonna get that. I'm wondering about it. Yeah. Oh, sure.
Stay tuned. More excitement to come. Public speakers are signing up right now.
Is this the lull in the meeting? Could I ask a question? It has nothing to do with, may I ask a question? Who's in charge of planning and zoning for the county?
As far as who's doing it at the moment, or who's got the department?
Who's in charge of it right now? You? Okay, all right.
Okay.
So,
I've got it.
Was you buffering? Was you buffering? Was you buffering?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like if I would take.
Yes, you are correct, John. A bunch of times.
yeah. Will they do that?
Hey, Savage Broadcasting. I want to shout out my top fans in this chat or in this live today. That would be John, Dina, hey, Savage Broadcasting. X-G-O-X.
Yeah.
Hey. Johnny Bravo. Oklahoma Outlaw, number 7. Hey, top 7. Star. Thank you. Hey guys. Yeah. Thank you. Well, I thank you so very much, Savage Broadcasting. I absolutely am planning on keeping up this work. And there are some things that I will be addressing that is of great public interest here in the very near future. So let it be known, let it be known, let it be known. Orfano County is responsible for the safety of the residents, and even those folks that visit here, travel here, are they not on public land, whatever that public land might be. We do have good citizen media here, so give him a thumbs up. Let him know that Lady Justice Liberty Press sent you on over to Good Citizen Media. Hey.
How are you? Good, how are you? Good.
We do have folks that are signing up right now to publicly speak about topics, issues that touch their lives, that concern them. Their soapbox, so to speak, if you will. Do you have a deputy? Looks like they just entered in. So fabulous to see each and every one of you out there today. Looks like it appears that the deputy is signing out. Special loose floppy ponytail. Oh, Parks, I guess. Park Ranger. So it's, it's fabulous to see you too. We do have Good Citizen Media on board here. Meeting. Go on over, give him a thumbs up. Also, rub his bell icon, so you'll be notified whenever he goes live or uploads a new video for your viewing pleasures as well. That's Good Citizen Media. I want to shout out thepolicerecord.com. That is thepolicerecord.com /invite/LJLP plus $5.99 will buy you 5 searches per day for a full month. AAA. Thepolicerecord.com. Thank you, No Name Coder. They are still signing up public speakers, it appears. I'd also like to shout out to Keebler AI Music, brought to you by Keebler. Danger, no sugarcoating truth. Hey, hey, hey. Get on over and let her know that Lady J1A sent you. Hey, hey, hey. Then load up a playlist of your own. Excuse me. Do like, share, subscribe, spread the word like wildfire. Lady J1A is set to be learning and sharing and growing. I encourage each and every one of you out there today to do the same. Turning over new leaves and spreading thy wings, if you will.
Is there always this presence of officers in the meeting? Oh, okay.
There are several sheriff deputies that came over here. And so that's why what sparked the question. It's a pretty good size turnout, finally. So happy to see the community that finds my heart. It really does. Just wish more would take part.
Okay, 10 o'clock, welcome to the VOCC meeting. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to turn down 5 items. It's about 8 meeting minutes. I have There's DHS, or for the Bureau, government for your Vermont housing planning.
Second.
We'll make sure that on the code of 3 hours. Commissioner Chin?
Yes.
Commissioner
From my side, Peter and they are requesting a water permit because they don't have a well, they purchased a house up there in Gardner. And they only come 3 to 4 months a year to summer here. So that is the request for water permit. There is a house and a shed on the property. There are no pool wells. Staff recommendations.
I make a motion to approve the bulk water permit.
Second. First and second, any discussion?
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner Chin?
Yes.
And that is all of the
Thank you.
Right, Commissioner, Commissioner number 2025-076, Chaparral Construction, $3,740. This is for the demolition of the low boy excavator with hammers to break the concrete bridge on the road.
Motion to approve purchase order 2025-076, the amount of $3,700.
Second.
First and second. Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chin?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood? This is a contract with the property, by the Greenville County Watchdog Cooperative Association. This is for the transfer of the property known as Little Kansas, Watchdog from the county to an association of the property owners in that area. You can see I included resolution 24-46, which authorizes the transfer, and laid out the reasons for it.
I make a motion to accept the contract for transfer of land, property, to the Toyota Canyon Cooperative Association.
Second motion. First and second, any other discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner Chin?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion
Yes, we're doing that. Yeah, correspondence.
First of all, the leave balances as of January 28th. I have a scanned July 2025 newsletter. The notice of valuation from the property tax department, property tax administrator of the state. And then your cap reports for July.
And first up, Stacy. Yeah, if you come up, Stacy, and state your name, but name, address, and your hands. For the record.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Stacy Boyd from Lathrop State Park, and I just wanted to come to the meeting today and publicly thank the county for all the hard work and effort and an excellent fireworks show that we had on July 4th. And I wish I had a way to count numbers of data, but we were just talking. the numbers increase every year and it still just goes smoother and smoother. We had no major incidents at all, and traffic flow is great, fireworks was wonderful, so just wanted to thank you all for that effort. And also just to give a couple of, and also thank Mr. Bryant, who has also been coming out and spraying weeds for us. It's been a huge help. And so thank you for all your part in that and letting him come out and do that. And then just a couple updates from the park. We've had a really smooth summer. We're full, but not too much. If you've been out there, you've seen a couple of new buildings coming in, but we're getting a new boat inspection station closer to the water, so we can keep those nasty little zebra mussels out of our lakes. And the state has been very good since 2008 of keeping our lakes clean. So I want to thank the public for their work with doing that. And we had a Highline Reservoir for the Northwest has had some issues, but like here to stay clean for this whole time. And also we are getting a long requested fish cleaning station. So if you see the other little shelter that's up by Martin Lake, a fish cleaning station is coming in. And also, not that this matters right now, but also I will be retiring in December, so just wanted, I will see everybody before then, but just wanted to let everyone know that we're manager in 2026. And any questions that you have for me?
Well, first, I don't want to accept your lead because you're doing such a good job. But thank you for what you did for the dumpsters, everything that you did to make it our parks they work so well. That's fantastic.
We're having a policy meeting tomorrow, so yeah.
Okay, next in line is Danielle Connell. Sorry. Hello, everyone. I'd like to speak to this. You state your name and address right now on the 215 West 3rd Street in Waldenburg. I'm a homeowner here. I'd like to address the proposed ICE detention center. I'm going to put my mother's name out. My mother was born in Sudetenland in 1939. I'm a first-generation Holocaust survivor. And one of the things I learned when I was very young is what a Nazi is. I have a picture of Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute, Steve Bannon doing a Nazi salute, Tom Homan doing a Nazi salute, and Trump doing a Nazi salute. One of the things I learned is if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck and wants to put a concentration camp in your town, it's a Nazi. Commissioner Wardle said, there's nothing we can do about it. They're going to do whatever we want, whether we like it or not. No, there is something you can do. This is a private company. You can deny them a permit to operate in this county.
That's right.
Apparently, you don't know anything because the commissioner said so. I can promise you this. If this ends up here, this town will be spoken in the same breath as Sand Creek Massacre, Kit Carson's murderous rampages through this state. We don't want to be known as a town with a concentration camp. If it happens, I, meaning we, will find out who works at this place. We will identify them to the public so they can know that the risk that these people pose to our community. And we will boycott every bit. I will not do business with any business in a town that has a concentration camp. There was a comment on social media, and I'm an employee, and I'll leave it at that. They said, while we cash the checks, we will tell our children that the ash falling from the sky is warm snow. That's what people will think of our county. We're paying for this to go here. Our taxes are paying for this. You talk about all the money we're gonna make off of this? No, we're paying for it on the front end.
And the back end.
I moved here because I wanted to be here. If this happens here, I don't want to be here. I'll take my money elsewhere. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item.
Hello, my name is Dakota Connell. My name is Lakota Sue Connell, a proud member of our people, but we are right in spirit and in blood. My family's history too is one of violent displacement, survival, and Jewish truths. We flood Nazi fascism and Sudetenland, but our oppression only swat flags, not hatred. From Jim Crow to Hitler to Israel and back, the global systemic violence persists. The IDF has trained U.S. police forces and tactics tested on innocent Palestinians since the early 2000s. The IDF is ICE. Now, even our local rural governments want to normalize militarizing our police against us criminal cases. I've lived in Southern Colorado for 5 years and Walsenburg for 1, and I love its land, people, and history. In my work caring for the vulnerable, I try my best to give voice to the voiceless. Immigrants built Oregon County, its name in Oregon County, to honor them, and their legacy of resisting greed and abuse goes on. We reject the proposed concentration camp and won't help our city financially, and it will not be tolerated. Pacific has a record of abuse already like ICE, and we paid prices for it once before. And closed as it is currently, still do now. Mayor Gasami invited corrupt officers out of police force, and now ICE, all while filling his pockets and invoking the name of an apparently unmerciful God. Yet, statistically, immigrants contribute far more than they cost our economy. 72% have no prior criminal history, and many suffer or die in inhumane concentration camps. Alligator Alcatraz is estimated to cost $450 million a year. Colorado can spend up to $81,000 per inmate annually. This facility, as it already stands, supposedly would cost us approximately $12 million for only 750 inmates a year, but we all know it would be much more. Meanwhile, billions are our social programs, lifelines that Walsenburg families rely on, whilst tourism, train trade, and broken alliances with this road is only $2 billion in cost of blood. Mayor Gasami's too swore to defend our laws and constitution. He and others fail to safeguard people within our city limits by way of our most basic fundamental rights, amendments 4, 5, 6, 14, and 15, as well as for self-admitted financial corruption regarding these facilities, then maybe you have no business being in any office and should resign. It is a lie that all of you people cannot do anything to stop this, Mr. Warren. Might I remind everyone it's never appropriate to gamble with the lives of others for money contrary to their political beliefs. We all can, should, and must do something. I think our town could be known for so much more than this. We will keep protesting for the justice of all, local or overseas. My name means the people, and our indigenous peoples are the true human beings of these lands. Us white settlers are the immigrants. I speak for those ignored and erased, known as illegal on stolen land. We reject Nazi Gasami's unimaginatively racist and cruel grab on Walsenburg citizens' reputation. It doesn't represent us as a county. Down with ICE, IDF, fuck Trump, and death to the traitors, free America and free Palestine.
I'm sorry. Harry.
My name is Kiri Kano. Sorry about that. I live at 215 West 3rd Street. Let's speak this truth loud enough to shatter the silence. What's happening in Walsenburg isn't just corrupt, it's fascist. It's a blueprint for authoritarianism, wrapped in barbed wire and dressed up as a local revival. Core Civic, One of America's largest private prison profiteers wants to reopen the same failing facility that bankrupted our town. They want to turn it into an ICE detention center. And as if that weren't enough, they're pushing for a second site. A facility to cage human beings for profit. Let me be absolutely clear. Built through mass ICE raids, snatching people up from their homes, workplaces, and communities, often with no warning, no court orders, and no regard for constitutional rights. This is kidnapping under the veil of enforcement. What follows is not justice. It's indefinite detention. It's due process thrown to the wayside in a dumpster fire that is the current state of America. Many detainees are held without access to lawyers, without timely hearings, without even knowing when or if they will be released. That is unconstitutional. That is un-American. That is fascism. And right here in Walsenburg, Mayor Gary Pisani is ready to sign off on them. If they're ready, we're ready tomorrow, he said. Ready for what? To hand over our sovereignty to a corporation riddled with lawsuits and human rights violations? Meanwhile, nearly half our police department has a history of criminal charges, firings, and misconduct. These are people we're empowering as core civic expands its reach. What do you think happens when unchecked local power merges with federal force and corporate muscle? It becomes a machine, a violent one with no brakes and no accountability. This isn't about our safety, it's about control. It's about locking up the marginalized to build financial pipelines. It's authoritarianism at the local level, and if we stay quiet, it will bury us. This is our line in the sand. Because justice means fighting for our neighbors. It means defending the Constitution, not watching it get steamrolled for profit. And every time we speak out, we reclaim this, what the system tries to erase, our humanity. Thank you.
Cynthia Criswell.
Morning, commissioners, county officials, employees, and attendees to this meeting. My name is Cynthia Cresswell, Cresswell. I reside at 416 Champ Avenue. I am indigenous to this land, both of Native American and Mexican ancestry. So what's happening across the United States, what's supposed to happen in our community, it's a disgrace. I have provided handouts to the commissioners. They contain numbers and percentages as of June 2025 regarding the total number of detainees and a brief breakdown of those with criminal records and those with no criminal records or charges at all. The second set of copies contains pertinent information regarding the 5th and 14th Amendments with clarification as to who due process covers, since there seems to have been some question regarding due process and who is eligible for it. I hope the copies that I've provided can help clear up any misconceptions as to whether or not due process applies to everybody, illegal aliens included. I won't go over the numbers that I've researched as far as detainments as of the 24th of June. You all have that information. What I will state is less than 7% of the detainees are considered a high-level threat 1 per ICE of their levels of 1, 2, and 3. Sources of these numbers can be verified on government sites as well as open internet. The inhumane treatment of the detainees, the very fact that they are held with no access to proper hygiene, proper medical access to familial contact, legal contact, and so much more, leads to question the total lack of regard for human life and whether illegal or not, these folks are all human beings. They deserve so much more than they are receiving at the hands of the federal government. The very fact that our county or city to be made off the backs of human beings is despicable. As a side note, Colorado law prohibits local law enforcement agencies from cooperating with federal immigration enforcement officers unless there is a signed 287G agreement on record, and the Teller County agreement is currently under question as of January 22nd, 2025. So I have two questions for the commissioners, and you were correct, Commissioner Wardell. There are however, authority in regards to Apex Site Services wanting to open a secondary soft-sided detention center. They have to apply for permits, they have to meet certain specifications based on Workman County policies, procedures, zoning requirements, and building requirements. So you do have authority to say yay or nay if whether or not you allow them to come into this county, okay? I don't want to be known as a county for detention centers because that's all we're going to be known as. Workman County planning on entering G so that they can work with ICE, HSI, and any white supremacy groups that come in to house the prison and the detention center. Are you aware of a 287G?
That's the question.
And what's Stephanie Tucker?
They did refuse to
Why am I
answer.
not surprised?
I know nothing of that, of another. Stephanie Tucker.
Multitasking. Good morning, everyone. I'm here this morning representing the Friday protest group. Oh, excuse me, yes. I'm Stephanie Tucker. I live at 209 Walston Avenue. Thank you very much for giving us time to talk to you about this. This is a very important opportunity for us to really bring humanity back into the decision-making process in our community. We, the people of the Friday protest group, I know you might have seen this in the paper. You can read. I think it's good information to have. Make sure everybody has heard this. This was a letter to the editor in the paper this last Thursday. The people of the Friday protest group are respectfully voicing our outrage at the possibility of an ICE detention center coming to our very own backyard. We are speaking of the Huerfano County Correctional Center. They're at I-25 and exit 49. Recent activity in and around the prison has increased. It has also been mentioned in the city council meeting that the city has requested to ensure the roads are accessible and clear, as well as water lines are functioning properly. Work trucks and vehicles continue to be visible on the property. People are speaking. Media is reporting that Core Civic may require a contract for a private ICE detention center. Any amount of revenue is not worth the possible consequences that might come along with the ICE, DHI, or federal agencies entering and operating within our community. The community members should not have to live in fear of being harassed, targeted because of their skin color or accent. We've seen this done repeatedly by ICE agents throughout the nation. They have no concern for the rights if they are able to meet their quotas. Rights of every person in America should be protected. The right for due process is afforded to everybody. It is not exclusive of your citizenship. Recent nationally publicized events show that there is no respect for the law or anyone out there. Detainments of multiple public officials, public ICE agents masking up, not willing to show ID, refusing to show judicial warrants if they've been issued, invasions of the incorrect address, detainments of U.S. citizens based on profile, as well as expulsion of infants and minor U.S. citizens undergoing cancer treatments to other countries they've never even been in. The U.S. Constitution states clearly that due process is afforded to every person within our borders, as I already stated, not only to citizens.
ICE has shown the willingness to desecrate the most, not be complicit in this desecration. This is why we protest, and we will continue to protest. No hate, no ICE in our place. Due process is for anyone on U.S. soil. I would also take a moment to ask you, everybody here is either an aunt, a child, a mother, a father, a grandfather, anyone that you love. Would you like them subjected to the treatment that we are seeing portrayed throughout our nation in a despicable manner? If they are so above board on what they're wanting to accomplish, they should do it with pride and confidence and not have to hide behind masks and not be willing to show their badges. If they are really doing it justly, are we allowing people to weaponize the anger and hate that they've used to try and continue to control certain people and marginalize areas of our society that have already seen the hardest times to come up in this country? Do you want your children out in the fields picking the vegetables?
You're next.
Commissioners, County Administrator, and all present. It's concerning to hear that the commission stated they have no say.
State your address, please.
Which one? D. Sandoval, 7105 Ash Creek Heights, Colorado Springs, Colorado. D. Sandoval, 1010 West 27th Street, Pueblo, Colorado. D. Sandoval, 318 Kansas Avenue, Walsenburg, Colorado. D. Sandoval, property owner Island, Navajo. It concerned me to hear a representative of the commission state that the commission had no say in the ongoing talks of a proposed concentration camp coming to Orfano County. The residents, taxpayers, voters of this county elected you to represent them and their best interests and their voice. Is it fair to say that when you come into these chambers, you pick and choose what you have a say on, what you have an opinion on? Do you not want to voice your opinions loudly so that people can see who and what you stand? Significant ethical and humanitarian questions, reports of overcrowding, inadequate medical care, and lack of access to legal representation. And these are just some of the concerns these humans face. These conditions affect the physical and mental well-being of these humans. Is there no such thing as human rights or justice any longer in this country? Are we going to abolish it in this county as well? Who are going to be the gatekeepers to ensure these humans live in acceptable conditions? Other than just collecting revenue, as that seems to be the focus. As Mayor Bazzani said, it's a godsend. I don't know what God he serves, but it sure as hell isn't the same God I serve. Are any of you going to ask the hard questions about the care and living conditions of these humans? Does Orfano County want to be known for its Nazi camp? Is that the way to attract tourists? Is that what is going to get Orfano County on the map? Is that what's going to bring in money because we don't have anyone with any forethought on how to run an industry? Have each of you researched how communities feel about having concentration camps in their community? Have each of you researched how tourists view patronizing communities which house concentration camps? Have each of you asked yourself how locals feel about patronizing local businesses who have stayed silent about a concentration camp in their community? Have each of you thought about the price gouging that is going to happen
rentals, home prices, groceries, once the camps open? Have each of you thought about the fact that midterms are a year and a half away and this could change drastically? We have all seen how this is playing out across the country. It is racially and ethnicity based. It is Hitler 2.0. Is this how each of you want your legacy to read? Werfenau County Commissioners, SCOR Leader, Wardell, and Chamberlain turn a blind eye to concentration camps in Werfenau County. Thank you.
Good citizen media. Get over telling Jay what happens.
Good morning. Carmen Laura, 115 West 2nd, apartment 89. And of course, this is regarding the ICE and the prison. So you say you have no control. You do. Any statements made should not be based only on money, as some people have been saying. We don't care what they bring in so long as we get money. That's a very wrong reason to do this. Remember, this country is for the people. There are rules to protect people born in the U.S. and immigrants. Even the Bible says that, and these are my words, people not native to their town should be treated properly, and especially because they were once foreigners themselves. Sure, send back the criminals to where they came from. I mean, that should be done all the time. So I don't know what the problem is, but children are not criminals, so I don't know why they're being sent back too. Most people in the U.S. are immigrants. My great-grandparents and grandparents came in legally and worked in the mines and in the fields picking sugar beets and foods. And some of my family members still do that. Or they were Native Americans and were always here. So, you know, it's important to treat people with respect. There is due process, and that needs to be followed. If you're going to send people back, go through the court system, which will take forever, but that's the way it should be done. That's what our rules say, and the problem is that people aren't following the rules and doing what they want, when they want, how they feel like it, and picking on certain groups, and that's just not right. And remember also that when we had the prison open before, there was no housing to house some of the people, because I'm sure some people will try and come in. And there was not the ability to hire employees because unfortunately they couldn't pass the drug tests. So you're looking at multiple problems. I don't even know if we have the sewer system or water system to be able to do this, because we had problems before and they rebuilt the systems. But just remember, these are people and they need to be treated with respect. And if they're criminals, true criminals, sure, deport them, send them back to where they came from. But don't send those that are innocent and working and putting money towards our city, our country, because you don't like the color of their skin, or, you know, they came from someplace else. Because like I said, the majority of people in the United States are immigrants. Doesn't matter how they came over. I mean, they should have gone through the regular system, but, you know, when people are scared and abused, they don't want to be treated because they could have a better life here, and they.
Jason Valdez, 303 West First Street, Levita. 14th Amendment, Section 1 decrees, no state shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. As a subdivision of the state, county commissioners have a duty under the Constitution to uphold those words, and I will repeat them. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. The framers of the Constitution deliberately made a distinction between person and citizen, and the courts have repeatedly upheld that intention in cases such as Reno versus Flores in 1993, in which Justice Scalia wrote, "It is well established that the Fifth Amendment entitles immigrants to due process of law. Any claim or legal action by federal, state, or local representatives that immigrants, documented or undocumented, are not entitled to due process of law is ludicrous and a gross miscarriage of justice. Our elected local representatives swore an oath to uphold the Constitution and therefore should not be complicit with any organization, person, or process that works against it. ICE, in its operations, has repeatedly been found to be in violation of multiple parts of the Constitution, especially that of denying due process to people. And I stress people, because immigrants, documented or otherwise, are people. They are not nameless, faceless numbers on a spreadsheet or someone's boogeyman. They are living, breathing people just like you and I, with families, hopes, and dreams. Therefore, to be in cooperation with or to be seeking cooperation with that organization goes against the oath our representatives swore. Our commissioners stated recently, and I quote, "We don't have any power over it whatsoever in regards to turning the empty prison into an ICE detainment center. If that is true, then why have our county commissioners and the Walsenburg officials taken actions and made statements that prepare for and persuade a contract with ICE?" Walsenburg Mayor Visani stated, "They're going to do it somewhere. We might as well take advantage of it." These are the values we uphold as a nation. Ignore the human and constitutional rights violations. They're going to happen anyway, so we might as well make a few bucks off of it. That is not what I was raised and educated to believe this country should be. No matter what great thing you think you're building, there is no solid ground on the wrong side of history. The words inscribed at the feet of Lady Liberty say, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." Nowhere in that poem does it say, send them so we can bury them in bureaucracy for years, then hunt them down, imprison them without due process, and send them back to where they came from and back to the dangers they were fleeing. Do the words of that revered poem even mean anything anymore? Have we become so comfortable in our arrogance and wrapped up in our bureaucracy that we have forgotten our humanity? Or is it just hate of the other?
I'm Roberto Valdez. I am indigenous to this land. My home is this land, this entire region. But as indigenous people, we have experienced the heavy-handedness of government intervention.
Can you state your address as well?
I live in Lolita, La Veta. We have experienced the heavy-handedness of government interventionism, the insensitive actions of policymakers, the use of military force against the people, the creation of prisons and concentration camps, and the complacency of the general population to atrocities committed in their name. Visani has said, "We don't care as a city." Well, I'm here to say I reject Visani's attempt to preempt and appropriate the voice of the people of this area. I state emphatically that I absolutely do care about this issue. I care about the people who will be housed in the prison and particularly how they will be treated. I care about the criminal reputation of the owners of that prison who are known to grossly abuse prisoner rights, all for maximizing profits. And most seriously, I object to the very real possibility that the leaders of this county and city will collaborate in supporting the increasingly lawless heavy-handedness and heavily funded INS and Department of Homeland Security. I emphasize that Visani does not speak for me, nor will any other leaders of this community act in my name on this issue. I fully understand the ounce of logic in Gary Visani's thinking. Lies one of the principal factors that leaves all of us vulnerable to authoritarianism and fascism. The real danger I see in encouraging the entry of ICE into our community is the unchecked and heavy-handed approaches that ICE uses in its activities. I, as an indigenous person on this land, certainly do not feel safe in that kind of environment that Azani wants to foist upon my family. And as we see what ICE is doing throughout the country, neither should you. ICE is rapidly becoming the counterpart of the brown shirts of Nazi Germany. Another dangerous aspect of our current national trend into fascism is blind nationalism, blind nationalism and a lack of self-reflection lends itself to acceptance of attacks of the worst kind, on the most vulnerable in our society, and that's immigrants, the vast majority being global peoples and local communities of color. Lastly, our lack of critical thinking about constitutional human rights is leading to gross militarism, another aspect of the imposition of fascism. Militarism as related to the U.S. is no longer a matter of international military interventions. U.S. militarism is now thoroughly implemented among us right here at home. The U.S. government currently ignores laws and deploys the military into cities and the borderlands. Additionally, the U.S. city governments now contract with the Israeli military, the Israeli Defense Forces, mainly in communities of color such as Oakland and Atlanta, to train in urban. Our local leaders will not act hypocritically in the face of their oaths to defend the U.S. Constitution. I hope that more than one of you will stand up in defense of the rule of law, of constitutional rights, and listen to the voice of the people.
Can everyone please sign up? Proceedings.
So that's all that was. Did I need to sign up? Or, yeah. I was invited here, so I don't know if I need to sign or not. What, your choice. This is public comment if you want to say something or not. No, I can wait for the regular meeting.
Another meeting is about to be adjourned here, so.
The regular meeting is? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard the So Craig Russer with the Warfield County Sheriff's Department.
And your address for the record, sir?
It's going to be the 500 South Albert. So you have been included in the email back and forth from administration being repaid for expenditures. And I would like to know officially what policies that I did not follow that I will not be reimbursed for my own purchases that were made for the county, lawfully made through the policy and procedure manuals.
Well, this is public comment phase.
Well, that's why I asked, because I wasn't
sorry,
sure.
This is just for people to state their opinions and things of that nature. It's not.
That's why I asked what part of the meeting I needed to be.
Yeah, I mean, this is part of the regular meetings, but that's a side issue.
Do you want to address this now?
I mean, there's.
It's been brought up. It's on the table.
Well, okay, we can address it. In the email responses, the lengthy ones, the policy has been to everybody that has been in the courthouse and after we put the receipts, the things are great and records. receipts and everything of that nature, you're not gonna be, not supplied for the gloves. You're not gonna be paid for by the meals, but we do need to have documentation of purchases.
There was documentation, sir.
Yes, but it didn't have a line item, and we have sent in the emails, the documentation that shows what the IRS needs and what we have.
The documentation I received from Mr. Hill for the IRS is not for tax items, and it's below $75. Also, for itemized items, that's not listed in the policy and procedure manual. So how would any employee know that that has to be done?
Yeah, go ahead and take it out.
Yeah, so Craig, I'm gonna read to you from the policy the exact line that is at issue. Meals will be reimbursed at actual expense up to the state per diem rate. Expenses for alcohol and other non-allowable items will not be reimbursed. Receipts for business expenses must be submitted with the reimbursement request.
There was no alcohol purchase, it was for prove otherwise though. It is not spelled out that I have to have an itemized receipt. Okay, I will, thank you.
In the same policy, it says that those things will be looked at. And so just by any rational thought that those things will be looked at.
Well, I can guarantee you, sir, that many other receipts have been turned in that were not itemized, showing that is not true, Kim, because I've turned them in myself as a video before, and other members of the department have turned those in the past.
They should be itemized. Should be? They should be.
Then it should be.
It is in the policy.
That is not.
You didn't read itemized, sir.
Then why have you reimbursed social?
So it is in the policy. It is in the policy, not just this price. Receipts need to show what was purchased. Alcohol?
I have no idea because I didn't purchase it.
Has alcohol ever been purchased on county funds from the sheriff's office?
This is the pettiness that people are upset.
I'm sorry, Stephanie, please.
This is a second issue that we have
Has
to deal with.
alcohol ever been purchased?
I have no idea.
You don't?
I do not.
Okay.
So in the manual, it says that non-allowable items shall not be reimbursed.
And the paperwork that you said, the quote that you said, in your email, what did it say?
I'd have to look at it. However, what I am allowed to purchase goes through the sheriff. If he deems it necessary for my employment and to perform my job duties, that is what's purchased. I don't understand why a pair of leather gloves, people training where I'm gonna burn my hands picking up hot items. How
Explanation why they're purchased.
I understand that, but I don't know where.
We don't either. When it says you went to a class and there's a reimbursement for class, it's confusing. All we asked was for an explanation of how.
But those. Why do I need to go further than my boss,
He
which
didn't
is the
sign
sheriff?
off on it either. It wasn't signed off on yet. So it was easy. All you had to do is say, hey, I used it for a class because of the bus and so we were hands-on. That's all. That's all.
It wasn't that easy. If we go back through the emails, it's definitely not that easy.
I sent the original email to Melanie just asking, can you give me an explanation and we need the itemized receipt. All you guys do is call the restaurant, get an itemized receipt.
Not every restaurant gives an itemized receipt.
They do.
You can take a photo of the order.
I mean, it.
I could write down the ingredients of
a talk with
Where
that
in
person.
policy does it say?
I just read, if you can understand that, it should be in law enforcement.
Really, come on, that is,
Wow.
come on.
Maybe if you enter the
You can't understand your job.
Spent 20 million.
You got the same rules,
Yep.
everyone is required to follow.
Why are more people mad about what's going on with the ICE detention facility than this?
Because you had your chance to talk now.
No, that wasn't her question. We are upset about it, but why are we not upset as much about you? As what's going on with you? There should be just as much indignation as to what is not
Absolutely.
being done for you as there is as
I'm
us
not
for
done
the
saying
ICE.
what's going on with
Okay,
you.
we can't just.
In the policy manual, it says,
I just have been asked by the sheriff to leave, so we're gonna leave. Thank you.
But we'll take your advice, Carl.
Okay, so I guess first and foremost, I just want to bring something to your attention because I do pay attention to details. So I thought it was interesting that Mr. Leisure, I don't know his title, but he came up here and he stated that his address was 500 South Albert. Well, I don't know about all of you, but I know where 500 South Albert is. It's the police station. So what is the purpose of asking for an address if people can give their work address? I don't understand that. To me, that's.
Sorry, I didn't catch that, I was just.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of
Yeah.
to me.
So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. What I would like to speak to you about this last incident is I thought it was very interesting that your sheriff sat right there and did not say one thing to defend or speak to the whole issue. No, what he did, he got and left. What does that say about your sheriff?
I just kind of want to remind everyone about how my name is Stephanie Ann Tucker. I live at 209 Walson Avenue. I'm a proud citizen of Walsenburg. I try to be a very effective community member and a community member that gives back. I think I want to remind everyone that there is a certain way that we conduct ourselves if we're professionals and we're adults. In consideration of that, I think there's also a time and place where we also take the reign of being accountable people of morality. Pettiness and going back and forth about small business expenditures, when we look at the grand scheme of the way the world and expenditures work, those small things are not really what should get such a majority of our energy and power throughout the day. Yes, they're important. Yes, there are procedural things that need to be found. If we find that there's maybe not procedural documentation that clarifies it, that's an opportunity to improve. Instead of making sure we have to point the finger at someone else for doing something wrong, let's try to solve problems instead of just complaining about the problems. Be solution driven. This is how we can be more accomplished in our own lives. This is the power that we as individuals do have. We have power of our own thoughts, we have power over our own words, and more importantly, power over our own actions. Please remember this in all of your encounters with every human being, every body does matter.
Thank you. What a precious reminder.
Thank you, Stephanie. And I appreciate that. I just want to apologize to you all, everyone in the room, for my part of that.
I understand tensions are high, and it's an extremely tenuous situation for everybody. But at the end of the day, we all have loved ones, and if any one of our loved ones were treated in this manner, we would be indignant about it.
Yeah. So I will say, Stephanie, from your point, the same standard.
I want to apologize for my outburst and for my words I spoke to them. I'll issue a response to the sheriff and to his staff. But I will say that I will express my sincere apologies to all of you guys. You should see that.
You should say that. Speak up, speak up, not you, right? All right, you say that. Okay, you,
My name is SUSCRiBE again. Thank you for apologizing because I like you, but that was a very unexpected outburst from you and uncalled for. But thank you for the apology. Coming from a work environment that dealt with government per diems, I don't understand if this county follows federal government per diems, why that is not included in OIs for law enforcement or any employee of the county. And if a request for reimbursement was submitted without Sheriff Newman's authorization of it, it should have been sent back to him immediately with an explanation so that it could be addressed immediately, okay? I'm gonna say it right out. I am not a law enforcement person, but to see a law enforcement person belittled for buying something during a training session that was in his mind or, a requirement of the training session is not acceptable. And it was not acceptable for Sheriff Newman to sit there and not stand up and defend his office. So again, if you guys follow governmental federal per diems and it's not listed in your OIs, it needs to be so that a misunderstanding like this does not occur again. Thank you.
Ms. Criswell, we do not follow per diems. The county does not issue per diems. The county requires actual expenses.
Well, but that's what a per diem is. Okay, I did travel for years for government. You submit a trip request, you submit all your receipts. And she is correct. When you go to a restaurant, it lists out what your food is, if there was alcoholic beverages, and that alcoholic beverages then deducted from the receipt and the amount requested to be reimbursed to the traveler. Same thing for a law enforcement individual. So if you don't follow a federal government per diem and you follow a state per diem, the same procedures should be in place and followed.
Yes, that's correct. So when I per diem, I think just here's the money for meals for X, not reimbursement, but you are correct, absolutely. That is our current policy.
Okay, thank you.
Daniel Connell, I'm a resident of Walden. I'd like to expand on something that Dee just brought up. This is the problem when you let people like ICE in here. That law enforcement officer failed to identify where he lives. He lied. These people lied. He lied. Yeah. And zero accountability, zero. I can care less if he doesn't get the gloves he needs to beat on somebody. But zero accountability. That's why we don't want ICE and these Nazis in our town. Thank you.
Not this time.
One more, then we can have another meeting.
No questions about this, love it. I simply want to say that I didn't give my home address because even little instances of resistance to ICE and police forces that are going to oppress our communities, like ICE will do here, I'm not going to facilitate that. That's why I did not give my home address.
Yeah,
retaliation. Retaliation is real.
We'll wrap this up. We have other appointments coming up, so I appreciate it. And thank you for coming up.
You guys don't have anything to
Yeah,
say
they
to
are,
the
they
report?
are.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to hear from you.
Yeah.
This isn't the time for that. This is only for
So
public
when is that
comment.
gonna be, so I can be there?
Yeah, I want to hear your specific words on everything that the people of this town decided.
Right, to do something different, because this is not the time for it.
When is?
We were already late.
You can't just tell us what you think about what they had to say.
Well,
Does it change your mind even a little bit? Even a little bit, that is not
Oh, I hear what
financially
you're saying. I
conducive to
completely
do
hear
this
what
for
you're
the
saying.
city.
I completely hear what you're saying. I understand your position on things, and it's not quite as, it's a very complex issue, and we need to, take.
Maintaining our decency and.
This is why I don't go into.
That's a cop out.
No.
So,
Will
I'll say
you
this.
please hold a public meeting to address the issues that were presented to you?
So I'll say this, that facility exists. It exists within the city of Walsenburg. We do not have any permitting. It currently exists. And we still could not take, we don't get a say in this. Like, the county does not get a say.
And I heard that's even about.
You're saying it right now.
There's no permit, there's no anything of that nature that comes to the county for that. There's no question to ask about can it or should it be open, nothing of that nature.
And I have nothing of any other new thing.
That's disappointing.
We might get a courtesy notice that they're going to
It's all
open
over the news.
There's a lot of things.
But the news that
We
we
do
guys
have
have,
to too. But there's all that kinds of things on Snapchat.
I'm
But-
not talking Snapchat.
Whatever.
Look at news stations, Apex.
Apex Site Services, and they have to come through you.
Major media.
What I would appreciate is, since you didn't know anything about the 287G, I would like for somebody to do research, present it to you, and you to hold a public information meeting for us to address these items that were presented to you that you say you have knowledge about. Also, the Apex Site Services, they are in contention to open a second facility, a soft side tent, yes, here.
so
And this is on government websites, this is per ICE, this is per Homeland Security. So hold please to address the issues that we have presented to you, to show that you're concerned, to show that you're willing to go the extra mile, to do the research for the concerns that your constituents and your residents are presenting to you as our county commissioners.
So, if that being the case, we should have that meeting for a couple of reasons. One, if that does become a thing, if they do decide to put that here and it's out in the county, that becomes a land use matter.
It becomes what, I'm sorry?
Land use.
Okay,
Unless the federal government they do not do the land use come before application come in, they'll be posted, there'll be public comment, there'll be a planning commission, there'll go to the county commissioners, the whole 9 yards.
If the federal government, they don't have to have land use
No.
applications?
No, the federal government is exempt from all local land use authority, but if they contract with a private company, that is not exempt. So I don't want to, I have concerns, I generally tell people when they come in, they want to do public hearing like that solar company did a few years, last year sometime. If we don't follow the process, we're liable to be sued and have our decision, whatever it is, overturned. So whether you're for something or against something, in our book, the best thing to do is follow the process.
okay, so then I still would like some response from somebody regarding the 287G. If the government or the Workman County themselves and Sheriff's Department are planning on submitting an application of a 287G, which will allow the Sheriff's Department to work hand in hand with ICE, HSI, and anybody else that comes in here. Since you guys were not aware that this existed, I've done research. I can go home and do more and present it to you along with the copies that I gave you today, if you would like that. But you guys need to show that you're just as concerned about these issues as we are.
So the sheriff He was in here.
Yeah, I know, he didn't open his mouth, and you guys did look to him to address it.
So knowing him, that probably means that one, there was an agreement. I have never seen an agreement, I've never heard of an agreement.
It's Colorado law.
No, I'm saying Worthington County does not have one. That is my understanding. If we did, I think we would have said something. Was indicated that there might be one.
So supposedly, the 287G that was submitted by Teller County, I believe it was 2016 or 2017, if I remember. That is why it is under review, because it was supposed to cover Pueblo County, Teller County, Huerfano County, and one other county. So forgive me for not remembering the last one. No, we were inclusive of theirs.
No, I don't, they don't have consent to do that. Because what they were wanting to do is house people, regardless of where they come from. So that doesn't involve us. That never came from this board, never came before Bruce.
It's not housing.
Yeah. If you had bars on your house, would you call it a house or would it be a cage?
So, hold on. First and foremost, by definition, this housing, whether you believe it is just or unjust.
As a person of color, are you concerned?
As a person of color who was descended from slaves, a slave house was housing. Now, what I said is how that, what we want.
It's the verbiage. It is the verbiage. It is the verbiage. It is the verbiage.
But if anything like that does come up, if I hear anything about it, it'll be on this agenda. That said, the person who initiated that will be the sheriff. And regardless of what we feel about the situation here, I don't think the Huerfano County has the space, the time, the money to house people in that facility.
Okay, well, there is the Eighth Amendment that does have to do with cruel and unusual punishment and conditions. So if this is the case, will you guys be willing to step in and ensure that the Eighth Amendment is being followed, that these people have livable treatment, medical conditions? There's people dying because they're not getting medical treatment. They're not being told what they're charged with. There's women that have lost babies because they will not give them medical treatment. So inhumane treatment, is that something that you guys are going to be willing to sign off on for this county as a history and a treatment, and like they said, a legacy of what you want to be done? I don't care if they're here illegally or not. Everybody came here illegally to start with, so we are all immigrants. Okay? So when you're taking people's green cards and you're shipping them 5 states away, you're not telling them why they're there. You're not telling them, giving them access to representation. They're getting maybe water, maybe food that's contaminated. Are you going to step up to ensure that the Eighth Amendment is being followed and these human beings are getting treated the way they should be treated? Will the county step up and do that?
So
you do have that right.
I'll answer that question again.
Yes, sir.
Huerfano County would initiate that through a health department. We have a sheriff department in Los Angeles County. Our policy for the health department is the same policy we have for every single county office that has rules and regulations. The rules apply the same to everyone.
I'm sorry, have you seen the health departments in this area?
Have you seen how
bad they are?
Have you seen the Rio Char's in? They own it.
Yeah, the county owns it.
That cleaned up, absolutely.
Years later, right?
I mean, what do you want me to do? I don't have $2 million on me right now.
If there was anybody else, it wouldn't matter.
It's supposed to be all about policy and procedure. Maybe you guys need to start looking at the wording and doing it a better way. There's books out there for stupid people called, dummies. Yeah. Really, come on, guys. No, I get it. But maybe you guys need to have a book for dummies for law enforcement and government in your own damn town.
I realize you think that we're stupid, and maybe we are. But I promise you that we will do our best to enforce the laws as we know and understand them.
Well, then you
And I think
don't
that will
understand that
answer. I think that will answer Ms. Westwell's question. To the full extent that I can, we will.
All right, I thank you for listening to me.
Hey.
My
okay?
My general consensus.
You are our representatives.
Yeah.
We voted you
So
in.
fuck off, Jim.
You represent
You
us.
work for us.
Take that fucking gavel that way.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You work for us.
Don't
Do
do that.
not.
Are you threatening me?
I'm trying to keep control of this.
Then make sure you put the other ones right next to you. Point next to
This
you.
is a public.
Yeah.
Point next to you.
Point order goes across the board.
I'm satisfied with what you're saying.
But thank you.
Mr. Young. So I will look forward to things happening and being put on the agenda. So I appreciate your time. I'm sorry for the outburst. But, you know, it is pretty a scary time right now. So I expect that our leaders will lead our county. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for constantly explaining everything else that comes your way. I appreciate it.
I do my best, but, you know,
It was
I'm not supposed to.
Thank you, it's hard.
We all
It's very
do.
hard, thank you very much.
And I apologize for the outburst, but please don't just point at us when somebody else is being threatening to the people that represent you. But thank you.
I just have one last thing to say. It's hard to trust what is said, and I'm gonna refer back to the incident that happened at the county jail with the gentleman who, it has been all over the news these last few months, died in that county jail because of mistreatment. And we all saw the videos. So it's hard to believe that the law enforcement in this town protects the citizens. So you want us to believe that on top of bringing in a concentration camp, and we're gonna trust those people with humans?
No.
Well, we can't even trust our own neighbors in the community? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to us.
But did they
And
hear?
I made a rookie
Did they
mistake
hear?
to you and lied to you, was want to lie to the rest of us, and then walked into get upset over it. He knows I have my stuff, he's the sheriff, he's been around for quite a while, he knows what he's supposed to have. And that's representing us, to keep ICE out of here,
I look for the administrative week, we're focused on grants and, other drama.
And let's see, from the county attorney.
Nothing at the moment.
And we have no need for executive session. So, entertain a motion for adjournment. We do have a Board of Human Services now, and another meeting with sheriff and the surveyor interview at 2.
Another meeting of Board of Human Services.
Or what calls it what?
Mr. Chairman? Yes.
Yes. Okay, we are adjourned. 11:14.
We're going into another meeting. Y'all are invited to stay aboard. Hey, Ricky Blue still hanging up on Hey. We were in Suite 309, County Commissioners Meeting Room. And it did start off this morning with Finance Office. I want to thank each and every one of you for climbing aboard Lady Justice, Liberty Press. I do ask that you like, share, subscribe, and share all over social media. Let's blow this up. What's going on here in Walsenburg and Buffalo County, the county of the orphans. That is the literal meaning of orphan.
All of that sheriff bullshit just a way to distract from what is actually going on.
You're very welcome. I'm not stopping. Yeah.
All of that.
Not right now, anyway.
No.
Not right now.
All that sheriff shit was a way to distract from everything else that we were talking about.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if he can't get his fingerless gloves to beat people up. Fuck him.
Yeah.
But he lied. That's the thing.
Yeah, he gave the wrong address, and I had an issue with it on a personal level, but I'm there to document and not really give a bunch of a thought and opinion right at the moment.
But that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They lie. And here's the thing. I have to put myself out there, but they don't.
Yes.
Here's the thing. You
Why-
bring that here, I'll find out who works there. And I will put a sign in their yard. I will. I said, I mean, we.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. No, I'm not going to put up with it.
Well, I can't see how they're going to be improving human life by what they're trying to do, bringing ICE here and making it like a norm thing.
No, they're human rights abuses.
Yes,
ICE is detaining people without due process. If they are housing them, then
they're supportive of it.
Yeah,
they're complacent. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I think we are on the same page. Absolutely. Thank you. Well, guys, you heard it here. What's going on in Warfano County Courthouse today? What is going on in the city of Walsenburg? And I want to remind you, there are meetings, city meetings, this evening. I do plan on attending. This is a busy, busy day today, all the way around. I want to shout out Good Citizen Media. He is out here and on board with what filming and what's going on, bringing you guys also the information. So I want to thank you guys to go over to Good Citizen Media. Let him know that Lady Justice Liberty Press sent you, and tell him, hey, hey, hey. Give him a Purple Heart too. Just saying.
We're gonna have a brothel. We're gonna have a brothel. Thank you. Thanks, Lady Justice.
You're very welcome, and thank you guys. Thank you guys for voicing, having a place to have a voice. Yes. See ya. Y'all, I want. Pardon me?
Your name's Marissa.
No.
No, I know it's Lady Justice, but what's your name?
Melinda.
Melinda. Thank you. Huh? Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Liberty, right?
Yes.
Lady Justice Liberty Press. Yes, on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
So, all of these folks had something to say, and they let their voices be heard here today, actually. And, you know, what civic duties, they did their civic duties today by bringing up a topic that is meaningful and dear to them of things that's going on here in this county, in the city, and nearby. You know, they stood on their soapbox today, so to speak. And you can too. You know, I highly encourage everybody to make a sign. Get out to your local protest and cheer it on, if you will. You know? It doesn't have to be anything majorly political. It really doesn't. Everybody has something that is important to them. Like for me, your conscience cannot be governed. No. And actually, there's case law with that, regarding that. I highly encourage everyone to do their own research. Study, study, study. Don't take my word or anybody's word for anything that you hear across the internet, anywhere. Yeah, Lady J's gonna leave for now, but we will be back. So stay tuned. Hey, hey, hey. I hope. Hey, hey, hey.